True Media was good with the family, man. Check this out real quick. Sex is deeper than just a feeling. It's a spiritual connection that takes place between a man and a woman when y'all lay down and be intimate. This is why I tell y'all you have to be careful who you decide to bond with and to connect with on an intimate level, because it's really a spiritual transaction that takes place that a lot of people don't realize. See, you might be married to that woman on paper, but spiritually, that woman ain't your wife. She already got another husband. She already got another man that she connected with. He already got another wife that he connected with. And you think you married to that man, but you don't understand that that man has already been bonding with another woman spiritually. And see, we don't understand that the power behind, being intimate. It's a lot of power behind that. See, biblically speaking, from the Bible perspective, if you lay down with somebody and you bond with them, that's your wife or that's your husband. It didn't have to be no ring ceremony. It didn't have to be no honeymoon. It didn't have to be put on paper or none of that. That's not how it was back then. God considered you husband and wife if y'all, was intimate with each other, and if y'all bonded with each other and paired with each other to the point to where y'all started a family. That was considered to be your husband and your wife. You didn't have to get married or nothing like that, like the modern way. You was married through the spirit. You was married through the bond, the connection that you had with that other person. And there's a lot of people running around here with other people's wives. It's a lot of women running around here with other people's husbands. And you think just because it don't say on paper that that's your husband or your wife, you think that you free. You think that that's not your husband or your wife at all because it don't say it on paper, or because of y'all didn't have no wedding, or because there wasn't no ring ceremony. But what you're not realizing is when you bond with a person, man, the bonding between male and female and being intimate is what makes you husband and wife, especially when it's a deep connection between the two. That's what makes you husband and wife. And see, a lot of people out here don't understand or realize, bruh, they still connected with people when they passed and they moved on with another person, but they not connected to that person that they with, because spiritually they have already been pair bonded with somebody else. This is why it's very important to ask questions before you get in a relationship with said man or said woman, because you never know who they still tied to. You never know who they still got connections with spiritually. You never know. You might be thinking that just because you with that person, that person see you as they significant other in a way to where it's to death do us part. But you don't understand, all it takes is for somebody in the past that they already pair bonded with to give them a phone call or give them a simple message, and it can break up your household. It can break up your happy home, because you don't understand, bro. That woman is still tied to that man that she pair bonded with in the past. that man is still tied to that woman that he pair bonded with in the past. And this is why it's important to ask questions when you entering into these relationships, because I know women personally who I had connections and ties to in the past that I forever be able to do anything with them that I want to. I don't care. It don't matter if they in a relationship. It don't matter if they married. It don't matter if they got a family. It's certain women I can call right now I ain't heard from in years that'll pick up the phone for me and meet up with me whenever I'm ready to. And they might have a whole man at home, but because I pair bonded with them and, we had a form of a connection on an intimate level. They has been put in a position to where they can't resist. You feel what I'm saying? When I hit them up, they can't resist it. It's a spiritual connection. It's deeper than just a physical, the physical way of looking at things. They can't resist when I call them. I can hit certain females up I ain't talked to in a minute, and they'll pick up the phone, and I can meet up with them wherever I want to. Same thing that goes for certain women. Certain women can pick up the phone and meet up with any man, and not any man, but certain man that they had a connection with in the past, because spiritually y'all pair bonded. You feel what I'm saying? And you leave your mark on certain people. And this is why it's a lot of people in relationships that they feel like they don't belong in. It's because of, even though that's your husband or that's your wife on paper, spiritually, that's not your husband or your wife. That might be your baby mama. On paper, that might be, your husband or your wife. But spiritually, they already connected with somebody else. They already pair bonded with somebody else. See, this is why it's very important, especially for women, to not be out here sleeping around with various different men and a lot of different men, because you is the receiver of DNA, and you don't understand what that's doing to your mind. Now you got all these soul ties with all these different men. You feel what I'm saying? And you can never fully recover from the damage that it do to you spiritually. Even when you get with your new husband, you think that he gonna be the one that's gonna, you feel what I'm saying, like break the mood. But you still got soul ties to different men in the past. And it really can only be one man. You feel what I'm saying? That you really got like strong soul ties to. You know what I'm talking about, women. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's always gonna be that one man in your past, no matter where you at, no matter who you with. He gonna always be able to hit you up. You feel what I'm saying? Under the right circumstances. And connect with you. That's called pair bonding, man. And this is why, a lot of people don't understand how important it is when it comes to intimacy, and when it comes to soul ties, when it comes to bonding, when it comes to and this shit starts young, man. I got a female who I knew, one of my ex, and we was dating when we was teenagers. I was 16 when I met her. She was about 18. I was about 16. She was about 17, 18 when I met her. And no matter what happened in life, we always keep contact with each other. Even when we was in relationships, we still kept in contact with each other. Ain't that some shit? I had a baby mama and she had a baby daddy, and we still kept in contact with each other. That's how strong this shit is, bruh. We had our own little situation going on. That's because that woman is spiritually, she's spiritually tied to me for the rest of her life. It don't matter what man she with, she gonna always stay connected with me. She just hit me last week. This is how serious this shit is. This is how deep this shit is. She just hit me last week. That's because we pair bonded, and you know, when we was intimate with each other and shit like that, it got to the point to where we pair bonded so much to where, you know, it's just irresistible, bruh. It's nothing. It's nothing she can do to break away from me unless I die. That's the honest to God truth. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. It don't. She can be with a whole man. She can have a whole family. She had a family still calling me, bro. I'm not justifying and making it seem like it's right. I'm not justifying and making it seem like it's wrong. But even when she had her situation going on with her and her said baby father or whatever, she still was calling me, checking up on me. That's how strong pair bonding is. That's how strong those soul ties is. That shit is deep. That woman is tied and connected with me for life. So this is why I be telling y'all, man, when y'all out here in these, you know, in these situationships, because it really don't even be no relationships. It just be like situationships, little flings. But if you trying to take it to the next level and you trying to make that shit serious, you need to ask some questions, bruh. You need to ask some questions, sis, to make sure that that person that you trying to get involved with ain't seriously tied or connected to nobody, you feel what I'm saying, like in the past. Because if they is, it's a strong chance that you gonna get cheated on, bruh. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, sis. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bruh. It's a strong chance that you gonna get cheated on if the person that you with still have deep connections and deep soul ties to the next person. You feel me? I think the red pill community in the manosphere call it like leaving your mark on a person, leaving your mark on a woman, or you know what I mean, whatever. It's a name that they give it, but I call it soul ties and pair bonding. You know, once a woman pair bond with a man, or a man pair bond with a woman, biblically, that's their husband and that's their wife. Biblically, God look at you like y'all is married. And that shit it gotta be true because, you know, even so many years later, like I said, I still have certain women, you know, I can just hit up right now. I'm not even lying. And they can be in a relationship. And they can be in love with the person that they with. But because of the soul ties that we have with each other is so strong, they will get up and leave the man that they with and come see me. I swear to God, I'm not lying. That's why I have to stop connecting with, you know, old little situations, because I start realizing like, damn, you know, sooner or later that shit gonna fuck around and happen to me. You feel what I'm saying? If I fuck around and find a female who I really like, she might have ties and connections with another nigga that she pair bonded with in the past. So don't think it can't happen to you. You feel me? Because everybody has somebody that they pair bonded with once a point a time in their life. And this is why I say, man, y'all gotta ask questions. when y'all in these situations and y'all in these relationships. You got to know who a motherfucker was with. And I don't know insecure shit or nothing like that. It ain't got nothing to do with being insecure. It's just like you trying to make sure that it's just the one you can take it to the next level with. Because if he or she still got any kind of connections or soul ties with the next person that they was intimate with in the past, bruh, it's a strong chance, bruh. It's going to be some infidelity. It's going to be some cheating going on. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. So don't think just because ceremonially on paper that that's your wife or that's your husband, don't think for once that, you know, that person is really deeply in love with you because of you put a ring on her finger. Or that man is your husband and you know, he look at you as his wife and y'all supposed to be married on paper. Don't think that, you know, that they ain't got no bond or no soul ties with the next person. Man, you better make sure you know what you're getting into. Because a person be having, you know, bruh, they still be having, once you pair bond, bro, once you pair bond with somebody, bro, that's for life, bro. It's to death do us part, my boy. We ain't talking about no, you know, fake ass vows that two people go to the altar and stand on the altar, you know, with the preacher and talk about their vows to, you know, openly, verbally. No, this shit is spiritually. This is more than just verbally saying that to death do us part. No. Because a lot of people say to death do us part when they get married, but they really don't be meaning that shit because they already got soul ties to somebody else. I'm telling you, this shit is deep. This shit is spiritual and it's embedded in your DNA. Once you meet that man that really break you in, that man that really, you know, connect with you intimately on a spiritual level, mental level, physical level, he gonna forever be the man that have it easy with you. He gonna have it easy with you, or it can be that woman. You know, once you have that kind of like connection with that woman or soul, she gonna be the one that have it easy with you, bro. But it's the reason why I say it means more for women because women is the receivers. They the ones that take on man's DNA. They the receivers. You feel what I'm saying? So it's more emotional. It's more, you know, from them, from a woman's standpoint, it's more, it's a more of a connection that they have with a man than a man have with a woman. Because when a man is intimate with a woman have to receive and take on that man DNA. So that shit psychologically and mentally does something to that woman. You feel me? And that's why I say, man, y'all better be careful when y'all get into these relationships because you might think that's your woman on paper because of y'all got married and jumped the broom and threw rice on each other and shit. But that ain't your wife, bruh. I told my cousin that shit. I told my girl cousin that shit, right? Because we was sitting up there talking, having a conversation about, you know, soul ties. Me and my girl cousin, right? Because, you know, she got married and shit. And she been got married, though. But before she got married, she used to date my best friend brother. You feel me? And she was telling me how she was still having dreams about my best friend brother. And I told her what was going on with her. I'm like, that's because that's your husband. Spiritually, that's your husband. Not the dude you married to. The dude you married to, that's just who you with on a physical level. But spiritually, the dude that's your husband is my best friend brother that you keep having dreams about. And she was like, don't say that. Don't say that. My cousin was like, don't say that. Don't say that. I keep having dreams about him. I'm like, I know, because he was your first love. See, it ain't nothing like that first love. It ain't nothing like having soul ties and pair bonding with that person that you know, bring you fulfillment on all levels. It can't be duplicated, bruh. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. If that woman if she have pair bonded or soul ties with another man from the past, that man from the past who she pair bonded with and connected with, bruh, he can get her, bruh, anytime he want. I'm telling you, man, this shit is spiritual because we don't understand that, you know, we don't understand spiritually what takes place when you intimate, when men and women is intimate. And we don't understand sometimes that, you know, pair bonding is a real thing, dog. It's a real thing, you feel me? And so you got a lot of people out here spiritually married to other people, but physically they married to somebody else on paper. You know what I mean? So we got a lot of people running around here, already got husbands, already got wives, in the eyes of God, already been married, got husband and wives, and don't even know it. And that's why I tell y'all, man, you got to be careful when you entering into these situationships or these relationships, however you want to frame it, whatever you want to call it. Because that man or that woman that you dating, it's a good chance that they already pair bonded with somebody else in the past on some spiritual shit that have them, you know, mentally and psychologically ready to do whatever for them. You know, if the moment, you know, was ever to come up, or if it was any kind of engagement, you know, going on or ever spoke about or ever being about brought up or in some kind of way. And so we got to understand, man, like, make sure you know who you dealing with and who you dating. This is why God told us, man, like, you know, don't have sex before you get married, man. I see why biblically, I see why I speak in that great tone and speak in greater depth about relationships and things of that nature, because psychologically and spiritually, bro, that's doing something to your soul, bro. You feel what I'm talking about? And you don't understand that, you know, you already got a husband, sis. You already got a wife, bro. You do, bro. I'm telling you, bro. It's 9 times out of 10, it's that first love. It's that person who you had a deep connection with, you was intimate with. The feeling was amazing. Y'all had a good relationship. But for whatever reason, y'all just separated or grew apart. That's your husband, man. That's your husband, sis, and that's your wife, bro. 9 times out of 10. Got you thinking out here you single. Spiritually, you already married. Because them soul ties run deep. And I'm telling you right now, man, be careful, you know, when it comes to just jumping in and out of these relationships. Because you tainting your spirit. You feel what I'm saying? And you exchanging DNA with that person that you being intimate with. This is why the Bible, in certain chapters and it told us how to do it, but we didn't listen. Now everybody running around here confused, you feel what I'm saying, single, and we ain't listen, man. You dig what I'm saying? We wanted to do this shit our way. And look what it got us. And I'm telling you right now, it's a man, 9 times out of 10, bruh. Hear me when I say this, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But it's a man out there. If he want to, he can get your woman, dog. Especially if he got soul ties to her. He can get your woman. All he gotta do is hit her up and set some shit up, set the play up, and she gonna be with it. Oh, I don't know. She gonna be with it because that's how deep pair bonding go. That man have pair bonded with your woman. She pair bonded with that man, dog. It ain't nothing you can do about it, bro. I'm telling you. When I realized this shit, I'm like, man, it's probably just best for me probably to stay single, though. You feel me? Cause I had to understand how I was doing it. This is what I'm telling y'all. Like, you know, it'll be some shit that I ain't heard from in 10 years, 15 years. Since I was a teenager type shit. And, you know, the connection is so strong, bro. It's unresistible. That's what I'm telling you. It's unresistible, dog. It's a no-brainer. It's like when I call these women, the ones that I really pair bonded with, it's a no-brainer. It don't matter who she with. It don't matter how many kids she done had by this nigga. She on her way. Where you at? Yeah. Where you at? Where you trying to meet up at? It's crazy, bro. So I'm telling you, man, like, you know, you got to make sure that you ask questions. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta ask questions, especially in this day and age, bro. Like, shit, man, you be sitting back thinking that's your man. You be sitting back thinking that's your woman. You be sitting back thinking that's your wife or your husband. But you not even knowing, man, they spiritually, they not with you. They with somebody else. So pay attention to them soul ties, man. That shit is deep. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, pair bonding, and that shit is real deep, man. I'm telling you. And then another thing, it's something about when a woman have a man child too. That's another thing that's I'm talking about for the first time. Like, you know, that first child. It ain't nothing like that first child. I'll make a live or another video about that when it comes to, yeah, she might be your woman, bro, but she already done had kids by that man at a young age, 17, 18. She gonna always have some kind of form of connection with that man through them kids. And you think that man can't, you feel what I'm saying? This is why I say, man, ask questions. Unless the man is like deceased, or unless the man like, you know, in jail, incarcerated for life, then that's, you know. But if that man is roaming freely, or if that woman is roaming freely, because it can happen to both parties. It can happen to a man or a woman. And they still got soul ties with them people that they was connected with in the past. And they got, you know, a way to engage with them and to connect with them. All it takes is one phone call. All it takes is one phone call to get some shit started. Because pair bonding is a real thing. So remember, man, you might be married on paper, but spiritually, that ain't your wife. Spiritually, that ain't your husband. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Drop the comments on the bottom of this video, man. I want to hear what y'all talking about. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Remember, man, you always gotta understand, you know, and look into a person and just ask questions, man. It ain't no insecure shit. It's just trying to make sure that you don't step into the wrong situation that lead to a dead end because of somebody else still connected or involved in the situation. All right? So Until next time, man, I love y'all. Thank y'all for all the support. Thank y'all for all the everything, man. We blowing up, man. And I thank God for y'all, man. Y'all been a blessing, man. So until next time, man, I'ma holler at y'all later. You dig what I'm saying? Take care of yourself. Be careful out here, man. All right? Be careful out here. So until next time, I'll holler at y'all later. God bless y'all 100. Peace out.